Okay, so this is a very, very quick video about my lovely B3L that I'm trying to sell. Listed it twice on eBay. It's been doing the rounds on Facebook Marketplace for a wee while off and on. So I figured I would put a little video together, just a little demo video of the horn. Maybe try and get some in-depth video on it to share. The reason why I'm selling it is because I am just going to have to get some funds together for not even getting my teeth done. That I'm not sure how that's going to get paid for, but the months I'm out of work, etc., I'm having to make sure that even though I'm going to be teaching, there's going to be enough in the piggy bank, so to speak, to cover any eventualities that may arise and just day-to-day costs of living. It's a great horn. I was on the edge of doing a full resto on it. But for now, I think I'm going to try and let it go. It's a cracking horn. I wish I didn't have to, and I would do that full resto on it, but I've still got the B1. I've got my Vindobona. I've got a spare 73 as well. So, sorry, not 73, 37. So yeah, so enjoy a little bit of playing. Here we go. Okay, so being an L, or tuning bell design, obviously, um, you can see sorry, up there, isn't it? You can see the rail adjuster there, and on the bell crook as well. We got the adjuster here. Now this allows the bell to be moved for tuning purposes, but it also affects the tonality of the sound in terms of the brightness or the darkness. And obviously you still have the main tuning slide adjustment as standard up here, you can see. So I usually play with the bell almost all the way in and have the main tuning slide on. Doing the tuning, the work of the tuning. Sorry, for me that gave the trumpet a little bit more sizzle, a little bit more brilliance. The bell on this trumpet is actually copper, and you can see that just around about here. Yeah. So this bell, according to Bennett Hines, is a seamless copper bell from the factory in 1974, which is when this horn was built. And according to Schilke's catalogue, these came out with yellow brass bells. However, this is definitely copper. It says so on the shop card back at the shop, and it's not beryllium. There's no B stamp on it. Bennett Hines said if it was, I would say it's a B or a beryllium C bell. So this is the number 3 bell that's on this, which I believe is what came with the B3Ls as standard. I think, yeah. Anyway, so this bell is actually very, very light. It's way lighter. The whole horn is way lighter than my own B1. So go back to this changing the colour of the sound with changing the bell. So you just heard me playing there in this current configuration. So it's quite far out, as you can see. I can go a little bit further out as I'll demonstrate, and we'll play a little bit there. So you just see, just pull. I don't know. It's almost right at the end of the reel, actually. There we go. So that's a stop screw just about in line with actually where the end of the rail is, aligned with the first valve. So you can see it's come out quite a bit. Take that back up. And it brings the bell crook almost in place with the mouthpiece. So if you're a cornet player, that'll feel quite familiar. Right, okay. A little bit of editing here. Going to put the mic back and turn it down. Just remember as well, I forgot to adjust the tuning, so that was obviously a little bit flatter there. And you know, it's like I noticed that if I was messing around with the bell, personally, I would have to just kind of lock in a little bit with the horn for a couple of hours or so, just to assert where the slots are on the horn. Okay, so now I'll put the tuning slide, sorry, the bell all the way in, or not all the way in, as far as in as comfortable for me. So exact same thing. No, that is just about all the way in fact, yeah. So you can see there now. So obviously I'll have to adjust the tuning slide as well. Bring it up a wee bit. Lovely editing coming up. So to me, that speaks volumes about the instrument. Now, one optional extra that I have got with this horn is this guy here. And it's an adjustable tuning brace. Now, this is not the Schilke one. The Schilke one is ever so slightly different. On the Schilke one, this small half moon here would be a full circle, kind of like some of the lead pipe mounted lyres are, where they grip the whole lead pipe. This one just fits on where the ferrule at the end of the lead pipe is, and you match it up to your horn. And this really does just add the feeling of the brace that isn't there because it's a tuning bell to the front of the horn. I used this for a little bit, and I found actually after a while, I felt as though it was killing the sound a wee bit. It wasn't even though that I brought it too close to my B1, which is really, really super focused with that large bell. I just felt as though the horn was missing something. But with the horn in its closed bell position, so all the tuning's being done by the main tuning slide, I suppose this is as close to a regular B3 as you would get. Bloody hell, that's loud in this room. So that's it. That's my B3L up for sale. A couple of other things to mention about it. It's got a B6 lead pipe on it. But you weren't expecting that. Where is it? It's kind of there. My rubbishy camera is not going to pick it up. You can kind of see there's something there, but maybe about there you can see. Yeah. So the reason why it's got a B6 lead pipe on it is the original lead pipe. It's a little bit worn, I think, maybe is the best way I can describe it. Essentially, around about, I think it was around about the mid-90s onwards, they made the gap on, I can't say for definite it was mid-90s onwards, they made the gap on the B-series Schilkes a little bit more forgiving in terms of the resistance at the front of the trumpet, is the best way I can describe it. According to the factory and Bennett Hines again, I believe Reynolds Schilke had the belief that no gap or next to no gap between the mouthpiece and the receiver up to the edge of the lead pipe was the most beneficial and efficient way to play. So on the B3, with its original B3L lead pipe, the gap was minimal, and it really just didn't match in terms of jumping onto that horn from my B1. There was too much of a change. So after doing a little bit of research, someone else in the Schilke community said that they've got a B6 lead pipe. Did some research, and it turns out that all the lead pipes, regardless of bore size or setup, I suppose, they're all across the board. They're all identical across the B series. So the B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all the tuning bell conventions as well. They're all exactly the same from receiver to the end of the tuning slide. So I whacked that on, and man, the difference was amazing. The original B3L lead pipe is included in the sale, and that's there for you. So there's no case whatsoever. I am not going to put a price on this. I paid £1,000 or $1,000, I think, from Jason Harrelson. He was selling it as a trade-in from his shop. I have done quite a bit of work on it. I've had quite a little bit of I suppose the best way to describe it is not modifications, but just tweaks, making sure that everything is just as it should be on the horn without going down the major renovation route. And that's it. It'd be great to get that back for what I pay for it. I really don't want to sell it, but there you go. If you want to know more about the Trumpet, give me a shout. Hopefully all the information is in this video. And yeah, there you go. That's it. It's a cracking Trumpet. It's still got loads in it, as you can hear. And if you want to go down that route of restoration, I'm sure Schilke would be very, very happy to set you up with any replacement parts or service any of the parts that you've got. It's in the UK currently just now. That's where I'm based, in case you can't tell by the accent. I will ship internationally, and also I'd prefer to keep it in the UK. I may get a chance of getting it back at a later stage in time. That is all, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit kind of ad hoc, this one, but there you go. Cheers. Bye.